All right, so that's me. And when I hit this, the timer's going to start on the next slide. So I already sort of told you I cheated, and I told you the reason I wrote this, or I wanted to do this. I was motivated. And when the path is open, move forward is actually one of the 4 principles from a martial arts system that I was taught. So when the path is open, move forward is the first one. And I want to take that idea, some of the principles that I was taught, that I was trained with, and relate that to the Devops. Because there's a lot of confusion about what this word means, about what the capabilities are, about how to go about it, about how to do it the right way. So for the most part, it seems like there's kind of this division between people who would really, really, really like to have a blue pill and the people who have unfortunately taken the red pill. Because as it turns out, some of these things aren't always fun. So I'm going to help you because I know Kung Fu. And the other thing about each one of these pictures is these are people I've actually personally trained with in my life. So I'm not going to break down all the styles and what they are, but all these principles come from this. And one of the things that I've come to realize, recognize in my own work, and also from my background in martial arts, is that the principles are more important than the technique. You can focus on techniques, but you have no flexibility. You don't have no understanding until you get the thing. So first thing I want to learn is how to fall, right? You need to be able to fall. You need to fall down and get up. You need to fall down and get right back up. Like, what are you going to do? That's the most important lesson. No, we're not even hitting people. We're not twisting. We're not breaking. The next thing I learned, this was from a scream, is that if you don't have balance, you don't have power, you're not going to be able to do anything. So you fall, you get up, but then you don't want to fall. So you want to keep your balance. You want to keep your power. You want to be able to deliver power to people. If you can't do that, you're going to have a bad time. Everything's just imaginary. If you can't keep your balance, you can't develop power. Speed, time, and distance. I kind of get annoyed when people talk about speed, 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 speed. If you don't understand timing and distance, speed is no good because it's three-dimensional. So back to this notion of the path is open, move forward. The first day you come to Wing Chun, they say, all you need to do is step forward and punch. So all you need to do is step forward and punch. If you want to do something, you just do it. It's simple. Just do it. You want to punch him, you punch him. The second thing is if there's an obstruction, and I didn't want to just put a bunch of violent images, there's some more violence later, but you never know what you're going to press into, so you want to apply forward pressure. You don't know if you're just going to go right through the paper or not. You don't know, but then sometimes there's more force, there's greater force. You don't want to try to stop that boulder coming down the hill. So press forward, but yield to the greater force. You don't want to be the one that has to fight that boulder and push it up the hill. And then, last but not least, the fourth principle is to fill the empty space. So in Wing Chun, you're doing all this fighting with all this stuff, so you're going to step forward and punch, but then there's all this other stuff, and you just want to attack them with everything you have all the time. And in the computers, we can fill empty space by experimenting. So this context is everything notion. On one side, you have someone who's basically getting all of their body against one limb. In the other side, you have someone who's using one limb to stop more than one part of their body so they can hit someone. So the thing I was taught by my teacher, when people do techniques and they're like, oh, that's the wrong punch, that's the wrong punch, the punch that hit you is never wrong. Right? If you're training and someone's like, oh, you're not punching right, it's like, no, the punch that hits you is never wrong. And then everyone has a plan. So if you're just basically doing techniques and then all of a sudden you get hit, like everyone knows when there's an outage, like all the plans are gone, right? As soon as there's a plan, that's great, but you have to respond. You have to be responsive. This is a thing. So the other thing to keep in mind, when people start talking about the golden age of integrated DevOps, bullshit. It was always hard. There was always mud and blood everywhere. And then, that's just funny anyway. But there's a lot of smart people doing all this stuff, and we can learn from each other. Part of DevOps to me is the sharing in the global community of practice. So learn from the people that are solving similar problems. And you can make a lot of friends along the way. So I'm a fairly intelligent human being, but my ability to do things, solve problems is amplified and magnified by the fact that I have all these friends that are solving similar problems, and I can talk to them on whatever modality I like. And then coming towards the end, there's no secret. There's no secret. There's just hard work. There's just chop wood and carry water. All you have to do is work hard and you'll get better. So what do you want to do? It's your choice. Red or blue pill. Thank you.